This year, the top end of my golf bag is something I need to get right. I've joined a new golf club, I'm playing more golf, I've already added a new fairway wood in, a driver is a big discussion, but you might be having the same debate that I'm having. Because after that fairway wood, where do I go? And I was recently fitted up at SGGT for a hybrid. Yes, a hybrid, something I've never had in my golf bag, which is why the title of this video is a first time ever, because I've never had a hybrid in my bag really when I was playing. Yes, I tried the original TaylorMade Rescue many years ago, but for me, the looks of a hybrid is something to talk about. Because behind the golf ball, we have a traditional hybrid here, but I think I've found the perfect answer in an XL hybrid. I prefer the look of a fairway wood, and now we've got a happy medium. Let's see which one performs better. So first up, we'll come in with that traditional looking hybrid, which was exactly what I used up at SGGT, which was a TaylorMade Rescue. So again, here it's an 18 degree, it's pretty much filling a gap between the 4-wood and my 4-iron, and that's a gap that, again, a lot of people struggle with. Even mid-handicap Dave struggles with that area of his game, which he might have a new club coming in soon. But for me, here, I'm a little bit more used to the look of this hybrid. I thoroughly enjoyed the Wilson hybrid. But that's a prime example there. Not a great strike at all, off the bottom of this club, but it has been forgiving. If that was a driving iron, that wouldn't have worked. That would have probably gone straight into those gorse bushes. But is that, again, the look of that behind the golf ball? Because if we now bring in this XL1, which is very much like the 7-wood that I've had in my golf bag for years. So it's funny how we've had a club that's always been in the golf bag and a first ever. I've had driving irons in and out of the golf bag, always gone back to the 7-wood, but this straight away looks a lot easier to hit behind the golf ball. And just like that, it is a perfect penetrating ball flight with that, not too high. Again, slightly off the bottom, but launched a lot higher than it did with the traditional hybrid. So, is that a good option? Hi guys, if you are new to this YouTube channel, then welcome to the channel. If you want to join us on that journey to 50,000, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Guys, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, welcome back. Top end of the bag, a big discussion this year. We all know everybody wants to see the new drivers and whether it's worth purchasing a new driver. Are they better than last year? Something certainly we're going to talk about on the channel very soon. But a lot of golfers need to get the top end of their bag right. So obviously after your driver, maybe then after a 3-wood, what do you go to? Is there a big gap, and do a lot of the clubs go the same distance? Because that's something certainly we've seen with mid-handicap Dave, and we've been for a very interesting fitting, and Dave's got a new club coming with a slight difference. So make sure you watch out for that. But what do you have in your bag? What are you looking to buy this year? Let's show you what else these hybrids can do. Now here's the next place that we're going to use these clubs. So interestingly enough here, the XL comes with a slightly longer shaft as well. So obviously we know there that it's gone the same distance as a mis-struck standard hybrid. So should we get a little bit more distance out of it? Potentially. I have changed the loft on this. So this is lofted up a little bit to make it so it's the same loft. So it should play the same. It has a slightly longer shaft. But let's see now, off the fairway, which one is more consistent. And again, so easy to launch there. Again, off the bottom, but that's still launched pretty high and straight towards the green here. If we switch over and we go to this, because a lot of people go to hybrids instead of obviously a fairway wood because it has got a shorter shaft. I've now gone for the smaller head than a fairway wood and a shaft that's right in between a hybrid length and maybe that length of a 7-wood. But hybrid now, let's see. Again, came out a little bit lower. Certainly comes off a little bit faster off this club, I would say, it seems. A different feel, and again, that is a brand new club out from 11. And guys, this is not a new concept. So 11 have called it the XL hybrid. Your Callaways have always had, or have had in the past, the UW, the utility wood. So not quite a full-size fairway wood. It fits right in that gap, and we're extremely popular because again, it's has a little bit of a longer shaft, because a lot of people at the top end of their bag, like mid-handicap Dave, the clubs start to go the same distance. He can't get the launch, he doesn't get much difference in speed. So he's recently been fitted into some hybrids, and he's got a hybrid with a longer shaft. It doesn't suit, it doesn't fit through the bag, but in the fitting, that's exactly what the 11 specialist fitter, Nick, worked out. He said, I put a little bit longer shaft into this, you'll get the speed and you'll get the gapping that you want before you go into your fairway woods. And that's exactly what he did, and that video will be coming, or it'll either be coming to the channel soon, or it'll already be on the channel, guys, so keep an eye out for that. But for me, I like that little extra length in the shaft. It just feels a little bit more comfortable. I like the size of the head being a little bit bigger, and so far so good. But we need to check those numbers. And we can see down there we do have the original hybrid, and it looks like the XL has just come up short of this temporary green here at Lindrick. But very interesting there, totally different ball flights, and if anything, the club with the shorter shaft has gone further. It's launched a little bit lower, which is probably what we would expect from that kind of club. So let's start with the hybrid down here on the range. So standard hybrid, let's see what the numbers are saying. We're going to hit 3 shots here and talk through the numbers. So we can see there on screen, if we talk about those 3 numbers, we can see on average 223.9 carry, 243 total. Average backspin 4,700, but we can see when we go to those ball flights, up the highest was at 30 yards, but we can see leaking a little bit out to the right, to say the least. So for me, not maybe so consistent on direction, but front to back wasn't bad at all. Let's see now what the utility wood will do. So again, straight away, higher launch. So if we look at the data there, we can see 232 yards carry on average, 251. So there was in there the first shot that was a little bit of a flyer, it seems there. 252 carry going 272, certainly a long way down there. 4,300 spin, but we can see there the second shot was actually misstruck quite heavily, and we still got out there to 206 yards going 223. I would say the third shot on average, if I hit more shots, this is exactly where it would be. So certainly some great options there. The bigger head certainly does suit my eye, but I wonder if we could put that shorter shaft into maybe that bigger head and we could still get that combination of where the best of both worlds works. But before we do get out on the golf course, we can see that the average distance was 231 yards, but the height was nearly up at 40 yards, so we certainly got more launch from that, and even the misstruck ones were still up there at 30 yards. So a different ball flight, a little bit higher. If I change that shaft, will that help that out? That's certainly something we can test out on the channel, guys. Do you want to see that? Get in those comments below. But back out on the course, and let's round this video up. So like you see there from the numbers, guys, 2 extremely consistent clubs. For me, like I expected, favouring towards this bigger club. And we know, guys, like we mentioned on the numbers, 11 are an affordable brand. So again, you can get full sets of the 11 hybrids, just like mid-handicap Dave. And they are options because, again, premium components, but it's all down to performance. Again, how much do you want to pay on hybrids? You look at the one that Dave did have in his bag, the Zexio 3 hybrid, £375 new. How much are you paying for your clubs? We know, as you'll see on screen, these are certainly affordable. And not only that, they perform exceptionally well. They're a little bit low on the face, to say the least, still gets the launch, and I get away with it time and time again. I don't feel like I have to be swinging it great to get these in the air. But for me, there is a clear winner out of the 2, and should I put that into the bag for this season and for playing here at my new golf club. That's the big question. Both have performed exceptionally well. Both are good options for you certainly to look into. But if you like mid-handicap Dave, you might need to do exactly what he's done. And guys, again there, a missed strike, certainly doing exceptionally well, and if not further than the well struck one. But that shows the forgiveness from these clubs. So guys, if you're not happy with longer clubs, if you're not happy with a fairway wood, then potentially these hybrids or the XL hybrid could be something certainly for you to look out for, guys. And you can now get fitted for these with Nick down at 11. So Dave has recently been for a fitting. He did a fantastic job with some very interesting things to help Dave hopefully get the perfect setup for him this year. But guys, if you're enjoying the content, smash that subscribe button. Get in the comments below, what else do you want to see?